Hey, welcome to Timber and Chain. I'm Elisa Hopper.
And we're about to make a sculpture bowl for Christmas. Of course, you can make this with any color combinations, and I have. But at the time of this video, Christmas is rapidly approaching, and I want something to display some smaller ornaments. So here we go. After I choose my color palette, I start rolling. I roll every piece in every size and color. I use a Sculpey clay roller, but any rolling pin, acrylic roller, or pasta machine will do just fine. I like the machine because the thicknesses are all even. When everything is rolled, I start to make different patterns. I don't do a lot of planning for this, it just sort of happens. First, I add gold leaf. These are synthetic gold leaf sheets, really easy to find. They're so fun to work with and really easy if you're not too picky. Sometimes I tear off tiny pieces if I'm making a slab or something, but this way it gets incorporated evenly into the whole piece of clay. I just lay the sheet onto the clay, press, and roll a couple times until I like it. I'll take some pieces and roll a few more times to get those tiny glittering pieces. I'm using translucent clay here because when it cures or bakes, it's more see-through and the gold leaf really shines. Now I'll start to marble. There are a bunch of different ways to do this, and I do just about all of them here. Quick note, all these instructions and more are on my blog, along with a complete list of links for the materials and products I use in this video. You can find them all at timberandchain.com/blog. If you'd take just a second and subscribe, I'd be so grateful. Take two colors and roll them into snakes. Twist them like candy canes and fold them in half, and then in half again. At this point, you can roll them out flat, put them through the machine, roll into a ball, or all of the above. I just kind of work at the marbling until I like it. Sometimes I don't, honestly, but the key is not to marble too much or the colors blend and then the palette changes. Yet another way to marble is to start with the two snakes, twist like before, and then roll it into a sort of knot shape, then into a ball and roll again. It's basically rolling until you like what you see. To give it some variety, I'm going to mix translucent clay with gold leaf, then marble 3 colors together in the same way as before. Now I'll make a slab. This is a really simple terrazzo one. I start with a base color, in this case it's glitter gold, and I tear or cut pieces and then arrange them in a pattern until I think it's done. I'm going for some sort of Christmas candy look here, I think. I don't know, maybe a fruitcake. For this section, I just experimented with covering the whole ball of clay with gold leaf and then rolling it in. The result is really cool. And for this one, I'm going to level with you. This one looked like an obnoxious 1970s muscle car paint job, so I put it on the base and it's mostly invisible. Hey, they're not always great, but I try not to waste anything. Now that I have all the patterns laid out, I may have gone a little overboard, but here we go. I almost took out this next part I call the opal catastrophe, but this is real life in creating. I recently purchased a large amount of the Sculpey Accents color called opal, which is in essence just translucent clay with copious amounts of iridescent glitter. It's wonderful. Sometimes it takes a bit of conditioning, which is just another word for softening and making it pliable, but this entire lot that I got is bad. I'm talking like 2 pounds. I can't remember where I purchased it or I'd send back the rest. It's absolutely unusable for the most part and has ruined a good deal of projects, but I just keep trying. I tried to save what I could because I use a lot of opal in these bowls, and it's actually more expensive than the other colors. Okay, I lay out a base in what resembles a circle in the size of the bowl I'd like. Sure, you can use one color for this, but what fun is that? My Christmas style is more, and this is no exception. Sorry, minimalists. And here you can see where the opal continues to ruin my life. Once I have a circle-ish shape, I start tearing my pattern pieces and laying them out on the inside of the bowl. I make sure to roll out the slab every so often to combine the patchwork. Then I make sure the thickness all around is about 4 to 5 millimeters so it's really sturdy, and I roll every piece. At this point, my phone was out of storage and stopped recording, so just take my word for it, it was a whole lot of rolling. Because this part is so important, I'm using another one of my videos to show this step. I carefully center it on the bottom of an oven-safe bowl. This one's Pyrex. And starting from the center, I push out all the air and make sure there are no bubbles or spaces between the clay and the bowl. If there are any cracks or holes or thin spots, I use pieces of Sculpey 3 because it's so squishy and I can just blend it into the surrounding pieces easily. When it's ready to be cured, it goes into a 275-degree oven. Since there is so much clay in these, I start with 45 minutes and just go from there. Take it out and let it cool completely. It should not even be lukewarm. It needs to be cool. If it's still flexible and bendy, it goes back into the oven. This one took about an hour and 15 minutes total, 45 minutes at first, and then 30 minutes more the next morning. For the glaze, I use Sculpey Gloss Glaze for these because it really brings out the color and sparkle. I start with the bottom or outside, let it dry about 15 to 20 minutes, and flip it over and glaze the inside. When it's dry, I use a small brush to apply Liquid Leaf in Classic Gold by Plaid to the edges. I'm careful to get all the little nooks and crannies. This takes a few hours to completely dry, but it's worth the wait. And there you go. This bowl and lots of others are available on my website at timberandchain.com, along with modern bohemian jewelry and art, handmade by yours truly. Thanks for watching. Now go make something amazing.